So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Max Factory Figma Berserk Berserker Armor Guts. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box. When it comes to Figma, this one's just a little bit larger compared to other boxes, but same design and everything like that. So we do get the order right there in the front of the box. On the top says Max Factory, and most of it is in Japanese, so I'm not sure what most of it does say, but it does say Figma Max Factory Action Figure Series, product number SP46, and I believe down here it says Berserk Guts Berserker Armor version. Not 100% sure on that. And then here is the bottom of the box with a very cool image of Guts there with the brand symbol as well. And then here is the top of the box, same thing as the bottom. And then here is the one side of the box with another really cool image of Guts in the Berserker armor. And then here is the other side of the box with another cool image of Guts there. And then the back of it does show a bunch of really cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at the most badass character ever created by man who went through the most effed up shit I have ever saw from anything. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Max Factory killed it with the detail on this Berserker armor. Guts, the paint just looks beautiful throughout the entire figure, and the sculpt looks fantastic as well. The head sculpt I think turned out awesome, looks just like the helmet mask of the armor, and I love the way the eyes look, what they did with the paint. You can see it's like a almost a yellowy but a very light orange, and then it blends into a darker orange. Just turned out really good. A nice clean paint around the eyes as well, and the mouth looks pretty cool with the sharp jagged teeth there. And then we get like the ears part of it, and just very nice sculpt all throughout it, and it's more like a blue color, and then they added like some silver all throughout it, and it looks really nice. Beautiful paintwork. That's something Figma is pretty damn good at, is like shading and their paintwork and stuff. Then we get the part of his cape here, and they did a nice job sculpting it. And is there shading? Yes, I think there is shading on it. I think there's like a brown shading or something on it, and it turned out really good. Very nice sculpt all throughout it as well. Then for the torso, the armor just looks sick. This demon armor or berserker armor, I just always thought it looked dope as hell, and I needed to get the figure once like I really got into the show Berserk. And this armor, the dangerous thing about it is it makes Guts feel no pain, so he could keep fighting in it and end up killing himself and not like even notice it because he doesn't feel pain. But this armor just makes him so incredibly strong and agile as well. Like he could flip around, and he's just so powerful. He's already a badass character, and him getting this armor just makes him even more of a badass character. But beautiful paint and sculpt all throughout the torso here. We do have harder plastic mixed in with softer rubbery type plastic. Like these are softer rubbery type plastic, so is the shoulder piece right here. I believe the torso is a harder plastic. The arms are harder plastic. The like crotch piece is a softer rubbery type plastic. The cape pieces as well. And then same with these pieces around the legs. They are softer rubbery type plastic, so they're trying to make it so it doesn't hinder as much articulation, you know. Around the shoulders look dope. You can see like the bolts all throughout the armor as well. And the back, we do get a peg hole for his cape and then a peg hole for the stand. Very nice sculpt and paint all throughout it. And then the arms turned out really cool too. Very nice job around the bicep, and then the forearms look dope. Nice clean paint where the black meets the blue there. You can see the bolts all throughout it. Really cool looking. The black parts have like a brown shading to it. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it, but it looks pretty cool. And then on the back, we do get these pieces with like some buckles on it. It looks pretty cool. I guess that is his butt armor. And then for the legs here, beautiful sculpt and paint all throughout these pieces. On the side of the thigh, we get some more bolts on the side as well. In the back, we do get his pants under it, and you can see the like brown shading on the pants. We get some nice sculpted wrinkles on them as well. And then we do get the armor around the knee, which is a separate piece, so you can move it around once you bend the knee. When you have the knee extended, you can't, but when you bend it, you can kind of move it around and kind of position it, which I thought was pretty cool. But the knee armor turned out pretty good. One thing I forgot to mention, the ears, be careful. It is like a harder plastic. I feel like if there's too much pressure on it, they will break. I forgot to mention that. The lower legs, very nice sculpt and paint once again. We do get some more of his pants on the back as well with that nice shading and nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. And then we do get the feet here, and very nice sculpt and paint once again. And then the bottom of them, not much going on. So overall, I think they did a beautiful job when it comes to the detail for this Berserker Armor guts, and I don't think they could have done any better of a job when it comes to the paint and the sculpt. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a ton of awesomeness included with this Berserker Armor guts. So we do get a Figma bag, of course, which we get with every figure from Figma. So that is definitely cool, because I know some people do like to store their accessories in here, so we do get that. And then we also do, of course, get a Figma stand. We have the base, the arm, then we do have a little extended piece here. So it does have the basic articulation for a stand, and you can tighten them if you would like to as well. So we do get the bag and the stand, and then we also get 2 postcards with some beautiful artwork all throughout them. So we do have the one on the left that says full mask or helmet, then the one on the right you do see a little bit of Guts' face right there, and then you do see Shirike, I think that's how you pronounce her name, on the top there. And I really hope they make a figure of this witch here. She's really awesome, and her pixie as well. That should be one of the accessories. I just hope they make Guts' entire new crew in the Figma line, because we desperately need them. And if you do get the more expensive limited edition version, even though they both are, that one includes the manga volume 37, the hardcover, which I wanted to get but I couldn't afford it. So we do get these 2 postcards, and then we also get his weathered hard plastic cape. And even though I dislike any type of hard plastic cape, this one is much better compared to the dryer sheet cape that we got with the Black Swordsman guts. But the one downside to this cape is it's a little too heavy, so it does make the figure a bit back heavy. So that is a little disappointing. But the sculpt of it really looks beautiful. The sculpted wrinkles turned out really nice, and I like the way it's sculpted all throughout the edges, how it's like got a torn rip type look, like how it looks in the manga and anime. And then we do get like sculpted lines all throughout it as well to give it more of like a battle damagey type look. And then we do get some very subtle brown shading here and there all throughout it, but really great job sculpting and putting the shading and the cape here. And the way you get this on Guts, we do have a peg right there, which you do peg into the back of the figure. And when he has the other part of his cape around his shoulders, you do tuck this cape under it, and then you just peg it right into the back of the figure, simple as that. And we do have another peg insert right there, which is for the astral projection Shirike here, and she does have a peg on her right hand, so all you do is just peg her right into that, and then she sits right on the back of Guts there. So pretty cool accessories right there for the cape and the astral projection Shirike. So we do get Guts' cape, and then we also get 2 interchangeable heads and 2 interchangeable upper chest pieces. So we do get this fully masked head, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, and this is definitely my favorite of the 2. And like I said before, they did an excellent job with the detail on this. And the way you interchange his heads is really simple. You just peg it right on, so push down to get it on, and then pull, and it'll pop right off to get it off. So we do get that. And then for that fully masked head, we do have this upper chest piece, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, does have a part of his cape on there as well. And the way you get this on, you just pop it on like that and just peg it right in like so. There you go, as simple as that. So we do get that interchangeable chest piece and head. Then we do get this partially masked head here, and you can see a little bit of Guts' face right there. And you can actually remove the front of it for some reason. I don't know why, but they did a great job with the detail on the face, around the teeth and the eye and everything. I don't know what this is around his like sideburn area. Maybe it's from the armor or something. But the armor around his face here just looks great. Once again, beautiful paintwork all throughout it, and very nice sculpt as well. And be careful not to break these pieces. And this is a softer rubbery type plastic as well. Then we do get this upper chest piece, and this is supposed to be the bottom part of his jaw, so it looks like that when you have it on the figure. And the same way to get that on, and this head as well. And we do have this peg which comes on this head here, so you do have to take it off, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So we do get those. And then we also get the astral projection form of Shirike. And like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, sorry if I'm not, but they did a great job with this little extra accessory here of that character. And I do like the translucent plastic. It's more like white from her waist up than from her waist down, it's more like translucent. But the sculpt of it, I think, turned out really good. They added some purple around her eyes and eyebrows, and you can actually swivel her head around, so I thought that was pretty cool. And like I said, she does have a peg on her right hand, so you can peg it into Guts' cape, so you could have her hanging onto the back of Guts, just like in the manga. So we do get that. And then we also get the coolest accessory you'll always get with a Guts figure, and that is the Dragon Slayer. And this one's a little bit of a different color compared to the Black Swordsman. This one has more like blue in it, but it turned out really good. I like the sculpted texture on the middle there. The silver looks really cool. Very clean paintwork all throughout the blade. And then this piece, I do like that blue that they chose around this piece here. That turned out really nice. And then the handle, very nice sculpt all throughout it. And the way you get Guts to grip onto it, same, just like with the Black Swordsman, you unpeg the bottom part of the handle and then slide his hands on and then peg that right back on there. Then the bottom part of the handle turned out really good too. Nice sculpt and paint all throughout it. So we do get his badass Dragon Slayer. And then we finally get 14 interchangeable hands with 2 hand racks. So starting on the right side here, we do get these 8 interchangeable hands, and starting on the left, we do get a pair of fists, and all his hands have some beautiful paintwork and very nice sculpt work as well. I really love the way the armor looks on his fingers. I just think that looks so damn cool. So we do get a pair of fists, and all his wrist joints are just a hinge and a peg, which is my least favorite type of wrist articulation. Then next we do get a pair of just resting open type hands there. And then we do get another pair of open type hands, which are probably my favorite out of all 14, and these are the ones that does come on the figure out of the packaging. And then all the way on the right we do get some like open palm type hands here where his fingers are like fully extended out. So we do get those 8 interchangeable hands there. And then we do get these 6 interchangeable hands, which are all just gripping hands. And starting on the left, we get some regular type gripping hands where the thumb is molded together to the index finger. And then we do get the ones in the middle where he's kind of like holding his sword a bit on an angle, and the thumb isn't molded onto the fingers this time. And then all the way on the right, he's like gripping onto his sword with even more of an angle compared to the ones in the middle there. But beautiful paint and sculpt all throughout all 14 interchangeable hands. So that is all the awesome accessories included with Guts. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Guts in his Berserker armor. To the very top of his head, it looks like he stands around 6 inches and 1/4 inch tall. Then to the very top of his armored ears, he stands around 6.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Max Factory Twilight Princess Link, the Max Factory Black Swordsman Guts, the SH Figuarts The Dark Knight Batman, and the SH Figuarts Madara Uchiha. And then here he is compared to the Variable Action Heroes Time Skip Luffy, the SH Figuarts Civil War Captain America, the SH Figuarts 2.0 Scouter Vegeta, and the Mezco 112 Deathstroke. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we do have 2 points at the neck, but like I said before, the jaw is articulated, so it can hinge up and down. It will get hindered a bit though. If you have it like more in the center, you can actually open it a little bit more, because there is like a little indent right there for this piece, so you can have the jaw move down a little bit more. But if you have it over here, it won't move down as much. But it is cool that it is articulated. The upper neck joint, we do get a little bit of forward and back movement. This back piece is a softer rubbery type plastic, but I mean, you're going to get some hindered articulation regardless. Do we have pivot up there? Yep, we do have a little bit of pivot there, and then of course it does swivel. The lower neck joint does go forward and back a tiny bit. We do get very nice pivot at the lower neck, and then of course it does swivel, so I feel like you get better movement at the lower neck, but there is a lot of hindered neck articulation there. I feel like if it wasn't as hindered, you would get some very nice movement there. Now for the shoulders here, we do have a nice circular motion out of the shoulders, as you can see there, and then the arms do go out to the side almost 90 degrees. Of course, the armor is going to hinder a lot of the articulation. They do go up and down. No bicep swivel, so you will have to use it at the shoulder joint. And we have single jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees, and the joint does swivel where it connects into the bicep, and it really does not swivel at all where it connects into the forearm unless my joints are really tight. Then we just have a hinge and a swivel at the wrist right there. As you can see, it is the old style wrist joints, which I absolutely hate. One thing about the articulation on mine, the torso and the hip joints are a little too loose on mine, and I really don't like that. Especially the torso and the waist, such loose movement there. That is really bad. I don't like that at all. The legs aren't as bad, but I just hate when you get loose joints like that. So that is something I did want to mention. Now for the torso here, we do have a point of articulation at the torso right under the chest, and guts crunches forward about that much with that joint, goes back really not at all. We do get some nice pivot there, and then it does swivel. The waist here does go forward and back a tiny bit, so with both joints he does crunch forward pretty good, and both joints he really doesn't go back at all because he does hunch a lot when he's in this armor. We do get a slight pivot at the waist, and then it does swivel as well. So okay movement at the torso and the waist. Now for the legs, I do have the same issue that I have with my Black Swordsman guts. The right hip joint pops off way too easily, and it just sucks. The left one stays on much better compared to the right one, but if I go too far out to the side, it pops off, or like if I swivel it a little too much, it pops off, and it just gets extremely irritating for me. But the legs do kick forward a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go to the back just a tiny bit, and then, see what I mean there? It just popped out, and I barely even moved it. Well, I guess when I was showing you, I gotta pop it back in. And doing the splits, they go out decently for him wearing a lot of armor. I guess about 45 degrees there. Then we do get upper thigh swivel. We do have single jointed knees that bend back pretty much all the way, so nice movement there. Then the joint does swivel a tiny bit where it connects into the thigh, and swivels a pretty good amount where it connects into the lower leg. Then for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up a pretty good amount, well, hinging down much better actually than hinging up, so nice up and down movement at the ankle. Then we do get some pretty good ankle pivot for this Berserker Armor guts. Then we do have a nice toe hinge. So overall, for him wearing so much armor, there's bound to be hindered articulation, but for what it is, I think we do actually get some pretty damn good movement for a character that is in a ton of armor, and you're going to be able to get him in some pretty good Berserker Armor guts poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Max Factory Figma Berserker Armor guts. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, the only places you can really find this is either eBay or Amazon. I did get mine from Amazon, and this figure is extremely expensive since it is a limited edition. And I know my buddy from Agelessgeeks does not have this in stock, but if you ever do buy something from Agelessgeeks.com, don't forget to enter in codename Daredevil, and you will get yourself a 5% off discount. And also, don't forget to join the Agelessgeeks Facebook group. I will put the information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Figma, but So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Figma. It is blah, blah, blah. And then here is the top of the box, pretty much same. Well, actually, it is the same thing as the bottom. Gosh dang it! damn yeah! And I'm guessing it does say guts somewhere, and I'm guessing that says Berserker Armor version. So, yeah. Damn it. To the very top of his head, it looks like he stands around 6.5... damn it! Damn yeah! The Max Factory Twilight Princess Link, the Max Factory... blah, 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 blah. The Variable Action Heroes Time Skip Bloopers. The Variable Action Heroes Time... blah, blah. The SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the... What the heck? What you coughing for, you poophead? It does make him back heavy. His weathered, hard plastic cape. Whoops, messed that up a little bit. Let's restart it. This one is much better compared to the dryer sheet cape that we got with the Black Swordsman gut. Damn it. Damn it! And even though I dislike any type of hard plastic type of capes, man, I already said typity type. And then we do get 2 hand racks. Those are all the accessories included with the Berserker Armor. Berserker Armor? What the heck?